The coalition of civil society organization CSOs operating in Nigeria on Monday tasked the leadership of the Senate and House of Representatives to put the overriding public interest during the harmonization of clauses in the Electoral Bill 2021 on the electronic transmission of election results on resumption for the third legislative year on Tuesday. The coalition, in a statement signed by Executive Director of Adopt a Goal for Development Initiative, Dr. Ariyo Dare Atoye, underscored the need for President Muhammadu Buhari to sign the bill into law before the Anambra governorship election slated for November 6th. Other members of the coalition are Center for Liberty, Rising New Voices Initiative, Project Vote Initiative, the Nigerian Alliance, the Art and Civic Table, and Dinidari Foundation. As the National Assembly resumes from its long annual recess this week, we wish to welcome our lawmakers back to legislative business and quickly remind them that Nigerians are eager to have the electoral bill harmonized, transmitted, and signed by the President before the Anambra governorship election. We are therefore urging the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives to immediately constitute the conference committee to harmonize the two versions of the electoral bill passed by the lawmakers. While we recall that different versions of the Electoral Bill 2021 were passed by both houses of the National Assembly at the end of July 2021, at this critical juncture, we wish to urge the two houses to act good faith and strongly consider the overriding public interest in sorting out the differences in the versions of the bill. Nigerians are optimistic that the legal wisdom will prevail and the Senate will step down to its own version of clauses 52 of 3 of the bill that requires the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to seek the approval of both the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) and the National Assembly before deciding on the use of technology in the transmission of the election results. The Nigerian people demand that the House of Representatives version of the clause 52 of 3 that gave INEC the power to make this decision regarding the electronic transmission of results should prevail at the conference and be retained in the harmonized document. In this bill that seeks to repeal and reenact the 2010 Electoral Act, we appeal to the leadership of the National Assembly not to do anything that will allow the constitutional breach of powers of INEC to be independent, Comrade Atoye urged. This has been ongoing. We know Buhari's Senate. It's called Buhari's Senate because Ahmed Lawan is always on the side of President Muhammad Buhari. Hardly you hear him saying anything or speaking against anything Buhari says. He always follows suit. Time and time. We've seen it time and time. Regarding the electoral bill, the argument has been that electronic transmission of results has to be used. INEC has even put that forward, but Senate came up with some unbelievable and unthinkable, unimaginable position that INEC has to seek permission first. So why are they independent in the first place? That means Senate should just work on changing the name of this umpire. INEC is an independent body, Independent National Electoral Commission. But for INEC, they want to be boxed, or rather, they want to be used as a tool. They want to use INEC as a tool to achieve all their evil plots towards elections, forthcoming elections. 2023 general election is not long to go, but the closest to us right now is the Anambra governorship election. So what's going on right now is that the coalition of civil society organizations, different organizations, part of them are Center for Liberty, Rising New Voices Initiative, Project Vote Initiative, the Nigerian Alliance, the Arts and Civics Table, and the Dinidari Foundation. They all came together and asking the National Assembly to consider the overriding public interest during the harmonization. So there are two bills before the National Assembly right now. All of this is towards the Electoral Amendment Bill to amend the bill, everything that borders around elections, how elections will be conducted in the country, how results will be transmitted, how INEC is to conduct themselves, and everything about that. But we know that there are some clauses in that bill that don't favor Nigerians. COS right now, they are telling the National Assembly that, you know what, you have to put the people first, not your personal interest, not your paymaster's interest, not Buhari's interest, because all Buhari is looking for is anything that would enable him rig the election. You know, he's always maintained that come 2023, I know my tenure is up. Come 2023, I want to be well represented, properly represented in presidency. What does that mean? It means that even during the election, he wants to have a say. He wants to be part of those who will decide. So the only way he can do that, because right now he's lost confidence. Nigerians don't have confidence in him. He's lost the confidence of Nigerians. So the only way is to use the back door, and they want to use INEC as a tool. But thankfully, INEC, they've been kicking against it that it will not happen. But they're also getting backup from different civil society organizations. So this is a coalition of civil society organizations. They are the ones taxing the National Assembly. Consider puts the people first. Consider the overriding public interest during the harmonization when you finally put things together. And that part, INEC has kicked against it in itself, stating that it's impossible for us to go and take permission first. We are the umpire of the election. You're asking us that we need to take permission from the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, and the National Assembly before we can decide on the use of technology. The only thing that is the problem here is that the National Assembly, Buhari's Senate, does not want electronic transmission of results. Why is that? Because that will it will hinder all of their magu. It will hinder all of the kind of trick they want to play. But they need INEC to go and take permission for the use of this technology. But this is the future. This is where everybody is at the moment. Technology is ruling the world right now. So why dragging people back there? It's not too much to ask that these results should be transmitted electronically. We're talking about democracy. We're talking about free and fair elections here. And the votes of the people have to count. If they trust themselves so much, they shouldn't worry how these results will be transmitted. Wait and let the people vote for you. Whichever votes you have, it's going to be announced. Well, my people, we'll see how all of this goes. But these civil societies, coalition of civil societies, they are really, really making their demands clear that the National Assembly should consider the overriding public interest during the harmonization. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.